South Africa have won the second ODI against India, coming back magnificently with a dominant victory, giving India a taste of their own medicine after they completely wiped the floor clean with South Africa in the first ODI. And it was a remarkable day, a historic moment, an emotional moment for a lot of the fans that have been watching a particular player for a very long time, and that is Tony the ZORZI. It was an emotional moment for me as a fan to see him score a century in this particular match, because I mean, I've seen how he's come through the ranks, how he's worked hard to get to the level that he's at, and to see him get a maiden 100 like that in a must-win game for South Africa against India was fantastic to see. And what a way to bring it up. Um, it was an amazing performance, and I think it deserves a hell of a lot of credit. But before we get going with regards to this review and before we get started, there's a couple of things I'd like you guys to please do. First and foremost, please subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell for all future videos, please. I'd also like you guys to please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. The link is on the screen as well as in the description. And if you really want to show your support for us here at Cricket Fanatics Magazine, then please get involved with our new venture that we just started. We opened up a business corner wing of our Cricket Fanatics Magazine to help you market your business products and services effectively and affordably to a cricket audience. So if you know any entrepreneurs, any business people that are looking to promote and market their business or their products, etc., to a cricket audience, then please go ahead and sign up to Cricket Fanatics Magazine Business Corner. The link is in the description if you guys want to know more information. Go and have a look over there. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. I'm looking forward to discussing this with you guys. Definitely am. A very good evening and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your review show. I'm your host, MAIDEN, and this is the show where we talk about everything that happened between South Africa and India in the second ODI in Gqeberha. It was a fantastic match from a South African point of view, an amazing comeback victory. So, let me start off with the toss before we get into the highlights of the game. The toss was an important one. Definitely was, just like it was in the first game, but this time around we read the conditions pretty well. Aiden Markram, the captain, decided to bowl first in conditions where the ball was moving around and swinging, and they put India under pressure from the get-go. Particularly Nandre Berger was fantastic, getting a little bit of poetic justice, you could say, for his for the failed VR. I was going to say VAR now. For the failed DRS in the first match. That was something that I think was, yeah, like I said, poetic justice. It was a good thing to see him get a decision go his way and for his first wicket of the day. Fantastic performance by Nandre Berger, 3 for 30 in his 10 overs. Really bowled accurately, and I think that's something that South Africa did well today. Is they bowled accurately and kept their line and lengths pretty tight, particularly in the beginning. Okay, yes, they got a little bit loose later on. I mean, even Lazard Williams, the way he opened up the bowling with Nandre. Sorry, guys. Maiden over in his first over. Fantastic from his side. And I think Keshav Maharaj was fantastic with his 2 for 51. Bjorn Hendricks was fantastic with his 2 for 34. Lazard Williams was fantastic in the beginning. He let things slip a little bit in the middle. We need more of that consistency from him, but he was fantastic today. But Berger really was phenomenal today with the ball and bowling in the mid 40s and high 40s, 140s is brilliant to see because we need that pace in the team, and as a left arm swing bowler that can bowl at that pace is incredible. So it's an asset that we really need to utilize in the future, and I think is a great addition to this squad and the white ball team. I think he's definitely going to be a fantastic player in the future. South Africa bowled India out for 211 in 46.2 overs, and it was an amazing collective display by our bowling attack. And I think it was a fantastic day for the bowlers to put South Africa on the front foot. Then came a record opening partnership between Reza Hendricks and Tony ZORZI at St. George's Park. The pair put on 130 runs, and they were phenomenal in their approach. What I think was fantastic is that we changed the way we operated according to the conditions today. We were very I was very critical of the team in the first match because they never read the conditions. It seemed like they didn't read the conditions at all and adapt their game. Whereas today, Reza Hendricks and Tony ZORZI really adapted their game to the conditions today. They got some luck. They were beaten quite a few times, but they slowly built their innings, and it ended up being fantastic with Reza Hendricks getting a 52 of 81 and Tony ZORZI highlighting the day, highlighting this day with 119 of 122 balls. What a fantastic performance from him, 97 strike rate. I am extremely happy for the guy because obviously he's a Western Province player, and obviously as someone from Cape Town, it's good to see the guy go on to score, do what he did at domestic level and carry it over into international cricket. That's something that I think we need to give credit to Rob for trusting his gut when it comes to selecting players that are currently in form to get their chances at international level. I think it just gives them the best possible chance to succeed, which is what he's doing over here with regards to certain players. And I think that Tony was fantastic today. Complete game, really. He really batted phenomenally, 9 4s and 6 6s. And he really showed that opening spot can definitely be his, I think, in my opinion. We're looking for a replacement for Quinton de Kock in the team. Not necessarily a like-for-like replacement, but he is definitely will be phenomenal in his own right, in his own way, in that opening slot. So I think fantastic to Tony. He needs to get all the credit for today's performance. He was absolutely phenomenal. He was helped out by Rassie van der Dussen for 36 or 51. Unfortunately, Rassie losing his wicket. Rassie batted really well, but like I said in the previous game, in the preview of this particular show, of this particular game, I said that I would have liked to see Calverena play today, even if it was at the expense of maybe someone like Rassie, who I am a big fan of. I just would have liked to see, obviously, Calverena get an opportunity, because that raises the question on what we're going to do in the next match, and we're going to do a combined preview and review of this game and kind of a preview for the next game. to have a look at ahead as well at the end of this game. I want to hear what your thoughts are there too. But overall, I think a fantastic performance by South Africa, winning by 8 wickets. Um, it's literally um, slapping back at India after that terrible defeat that we faced in the first ODI. So congratulations to the boys for leveling the series. Let's get into the live chat. Lauren saying, what 100 from Tony DeZorzi, absolutely top class innings. A lot of people on the last show asked why he was selected. So hopefully those people got the answers, because I'm certainly not surprised by today. Well done, DeZorzi and Berger, says M. Sabir. Tex says, superb 100 by Tony. Lauren says, shout outs also need to go to Nandre Berger and Buren today. They were absolutely immense with the ball. Before the game, Buren got a lot of slander, so it was good to see him bowl well today. It was. Tex says, how does Bavuma replace when he comes back to the side? Who does Bavuma replace when he comes back into the side? It's going to be a tricky one. It's going to be a very tricky one when it comes to Temba Bavuma. I think that our players need to be selected on form. And at the moment, Riza Hendricks is in form, and Tony DeZorzi just hit a massive 100. So we keep selecting them if they've put in the performances. Khalid, bro, do you think RVD's form is a concern? I wouldn't say it's a concern necessarily, but I would like to see another younger player get an opportunity in a couple of games, because we know what he can. Sorry, guys. You know he can offer. It was a long day today. Obviously, this late day night games, yeah, make me very tired. Especially because because I'm working. You work a full day, and then obviously cover this game, and then come live. So it is very tiring. Riza English also with another half century today. Whenever he gets an opportunity in ODIs, he gets runs. Not at his fluent best today, but he got the job done, which speaks to his mentality. Good 50. And that's the type of 50 that we said that we needed our players to try and score. It was needed in the last game. It was needed today. They adapted. So it's good to see that we are capable of adapting to the conditions and changing our game plan. Sarath says, hey everyone, my only worry is that I saw Bavuma in the dressing room. I'm sure he will replace Tony and keep him on the bench like how he did to Riza, says Sarath. Um, Bavuma, please show some mercy on his cricket fans and stay out of the ODI team, says Sarath. Macmillan says, what's the up with these lefties only making the big show once they leave Johannesburg and going to Cape Town? Berger and Tony DeZorzi. It's in the air, guy. It's in the air. We got the sea over here. Keshav says, what a fire comeback. Brilliant. Avin says, brilliant all-round performance by SA today. Good to know that we can bounce back. Any news on what prognosis is to Andile and Oatmeal? uh, so I'm going to tell you now what the press release said about Oatmeal and Peklequayo. So fast bowler or Bartman sustained a right side strain at training, while Peklequayo suffered a left side strain during the first ODI at VP Wanderers Stadium in Johannesburg on Sunday. So opposite sides have been strained when it comes to the two players. So that's what's wrong with him. Yeah. Kelly says, aside from cricket, one highlight was Mark Nicholas trying to pronounce Kabeja. So Sarfaraz says, I told you Khalid Zorzi is going to deliver in second ODI, and he delivered. I hope he is kept in the ODI and T20 squad. I also hope so. He deserves it. Tony also looked very good in the first ODI. Riza says, great signs from Nande Berger. I like his wrist position leading into his load up. We used the new ball very well. Buren and Lazard who also did really well up front with the ball. Finally got finally a good opening pair. Keep them, says Tirshan. Abhinav says, what happened to Yanaman Malan? He was an excellent player in ODIs. He had a lot of problems against spin, and he's been very frustrating domestically. He hasn't had the opportunity to he hasn't really put up his hand domestically, and scored massive runs like the rest of the players that are getting opportunities have. Arvin says, Vian Mulder is looking a bit out of sorts, be it with the ball or the bat. Yeah, international cricket is a whole different level. And Vian has struggled in the white ball format to really adapt his game. I do, however, think that he's a batter that should be batting higher up. And with the ball, yeah, the only way he's going to be successful is if he remains consistent with his line and lengths. I told you Khalid ZORZI is going to deliver in second ODI, and he delivered. I hope he is kept in the ODI and T20 squad, says Sarfaz. I don't know about the T20 squad, but the ODI squad and Test squad is where he's at. Oops. Dashan says, Khalid, please address our toxic fans who bashed the team like never before 2 days ago. Going on and on about Timba Bavuma and how we can't blame him. Markham's being a quota captain and Riza a bad opener. Other style fans, they must remain calm. This is the platform where we can have proper conversations. I don't really take note of what fans say on social media. That's why we do these shows so that we can have a proper discussion as fans about the game and analyze it as best as possible. Berger is bowling with a good control, also combined with pace, bounce, and swing with a new ball. Lauren saying, why are people in the chat still asking where's Malan? Let him score runs at Boran first before we ask where he is, because he's very much struggling for 2 seasons now. Safaraz says Björn Hendricks and Berger were excellent as pace bowler, and I think they should be kept as part of ODI squad, given ODI World Cup will take place in SA. I think that the likes of Andrich will come back and KG will come back. I think Nandre should be kept, but we also still have the likes of Marco Janssen and Gerald Kutsia, who I think are going to improve a hell of a lot over the next couple of years. Ridas is a great read of the conditions. They needed to be watchful up front, which they were. I'm surprised how come no one saw the threat in the dressing room. It's sad that after this series, Bavuma will probably slot back in and Tony will be benched when instead would be ideal to give him an extended run. I think that Tony should be getting an extended run. I think he should be the opener for South Africa. He's a left-hander, and then they must decide what they're going to do based on form with Riza and Temba. People had a lot to say when Tony ZORZI and Riza failed on Sunday, calling them every name under the sun, yet the same ones are quiet today. Strange. That's just the nature of life. That's how things happen. Hope this keeps Bavuma out at last. Kelly says KV or Kyle Verreynne deserves an opportunity, to be honest. Riza says Bavuma will slot straight back in. Avin says Berger is likely to play as a third seamer in the upcoming test series as the pace trio of Rabada, Lungi, and Nokia out injured. Berger's definitely going to probably play in the. Oh, I think he'll definitely play in the test series. If I'm going to put in, if I had to put any bet on it, or not that I do bet, but if I had to take a chance um, on it, it will definitely be happening, in my opinion. I don't know why I use that phrase of words. Of course, Pavuma slots back in. He's our captain, says Wesley. Macmillan says Klaassen's stumping today was class today. It was very class. Bavuma must not come back. We are tired now, says Divani. Wesley says Bavuma had a bad World Cup. A lot of players had an average World Cup, like Root, for example. It's not tricky. He comes in for Riza Hendricks. Hendricks averages 29 at a strike rate of 79 in his ODI career. Bavuma averages 45 at a strike rate of 89. Yet you would think it's the other way round, says Wesley. Safra says, I just got emotional when I saw the crowd in St. George's singing in harmony and emotion. I'm an Indian, but got teary eyed. Maybe we lost passion and spirit as a nation. I think the crowd at St. George's Park was phenomenal today. It really did um, make me also feel quite emotional listening to them sing the national anthem together in unison. The way they chanted the players' names when they were reaching their milestones. I think it was a fantastic crowd. It's probably from on TV. I wasn't there, but it's the probably the best crowd I've ever witnessed watching it from TV. Um, Obviously, it's going to be a different experience when you are live, but watching other games on TV, I didn't get that same type of emotion and vibe as I did from this crowd. The St. George's crowd was absolutely fantastic today. We were a bit sloppy at the beginning in the field, but sharpened up and threw themselves about, says Ahmed says, Khalid, are you okay? You see my knees, take care, bro. Thank you. Uh, Sorry. Is Rabada out of the test series? Hasn't been confirmed yet, Marwan. Kelly says, crowd at St. George's Park is always special, so special. Macmillan says, Nanda is Brett Schultz reborn or regen. Um, Riza says, how can Bavuma come in for Riza? Riza averages 29 because he wasn't given the proper opportunity to cement himself like he was in the T20 team. Like I said, it's going to have to be based on form. If Riza's performing right now, you give him a run. Um, and if he starts falling off form and Pavuma gets on form, then I don't know. That's how you're going to have to pick it, I guess. Um, Riza Hendricks bounced back nicely from his two ducks that he had in the T20, one in the T20 and one in the ODI. Wesley says, we can't get too carried away. Remember, it's an Indian B side. No Gill, Sharma, Kohli, Aya, Pandya, Jadeja, Bumrah, and Shami, etc. Yeah, we shouldn't get too carried away, but I know those are household names, but the way that the Indian bowlers bowled was almost perfect in the conditions that they've been offered. So in the previous game, they bowled phenomenally, keeping consistency in good lines and lengths and good pace. And today they also bowled quite well. It's just that South Africa were very patient. They waited for the opportunities to score, and it's exactly what they needed to do on a wicket like this. Sam says if Rabada out call Swanepoel, Nandre, there is no need for Bavuma in this team, says Sam. Marwan says, would like to see, I've seen Mapongwana get a chance in the series. Just want to see what he can offer on the international stage. I would also like to see him get a chance. Lawrence says both Peterson and Olivier was missing for their respective franchise in the 4-day comp. Is it a coincidence or are they going to form part of the test side in case Lungi and KG miss out through injury? It's very possible that that could happen. Seeing that they are part of the SAA, they were part of the SAA side with the thoughts of them going to New Zealand. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. to see what that test squad is going to look like. Vishal says, not a criticism, but I feel Tony Zuma, Bavuma, and Riza all are similar in their batting approach. We should look for a destructive opener to partner to Tony ZORZI, who is front runner for me among the above three. I don't necessarily agree with that. Tony ZORZI does generally attack the ball quite well in the power play. Does have an attacking mentality when he plays the game. But today the wicket just didn't wasn't the wicket wasn't conducive for that type of style of play. It required patience and it required determination and grit to be able to see through the new ball and then attack. So today it was the right approach, I feel. Holly, is it true that Mulder has yet to score a 50 for SA? When did he make his debut? Yeah, it is true that he's yet to make a score of 50 for South Africa. He made his debut, I think, in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, under Otis Gibson. So let me just double check that for you. As Trevor Noah's father would say, there's no such thing as double check. What you check and you check again, you check once. So in Test cricket, he doesn't have a half century either. So yeah, he has no half centuries. His highest score was 42 in Test. I think that was against West Indies. I was at the Wanderers. Was it the Wanderers that he scored at? Yes, it was the Wanderers. His highest score in T20s is 36, and his highest score in ODIs is 19 not out. Kani says, Khalid, we need an Aiden-like player in the top of the order. Even Quinny started to take his time in the World Cup. Khalid, what Pavuma is doing with Rob Coach, he should preparing for Test series. Should be preparing for the Test series. It was quite a surprise to see him there. I thought that he would be with the side. So yeah. Riza and Timber are attacking up front generally in ODIs. Kani says, I agree, Tony Rizori's attacks, but we needed a dominating batter like Aiden. Marwan Creel says, who takes the new ball between Andre Janssen, Kutsia, if Rabada can't play the Test series? Will the Proteas go with two left armers? Yeah, that's a good question. I think. Yeah, I think they'll probably have to. But I think Rabada will be okay. Judging by that, we can't trust Mulder at number 7 in the Test series. You see, Mulder's not a number 7 batter for me. He's more of an top order batter, not top order, middle order batter, like 5 for me. That's what he does domestically. I first found out about Vian Mulder through his batting, actually, back in the day in Kaya Majolo Week, not his bowling. It was actually quite a surprise to me that he was selected for his bowling by Otis Gibson, who really liked his action. He used to bat for Gauteng and for his school, I think at number 3. His bowling was extra from what I can remember. It was always about his batting first. So I don't know what has happened over the years, but he's become more of a balanced all-rounder that does both now. That does both, but he hasn't been able to keep up the consistency, as in doing both every single time. And also, I feel that he hasn't fully lived up to the expectations at international level. Because when you look at his domestic form and his domestic results, It is pretty good. He averages 34 in first class cricket, 10 hundreds and 11 fifties. Um, in in first class cricket. And then in list A cricket, he averages 39 with 300s and 12 fifties at a strike rate of 94.75. And in T20s, he averages 27 with a strike rate of 130 and has 850s to his name. Um, so domestically, he's been putting up numbers. He just needs to now find a way to bring that form into his international games because it just hasn't been relating. Mulder did his ODI debut in 2017 against Bangladesh. Yeah, ODI debut was in 2017, and then his debut in Test matches was in 2019. My bad. That's what I remembered. Sorry. Herschel Gibbs gave savage reply to fan after comparing him with Temba Bavuma. Kelly says we'll go with two lefties in the bowling attack. We've been fine opening with the two right armers. Aditya says Temba doesn't have any workers. In Temba doesn't have any work. Was sitting like a gangster in the dressing room. What if this gangster comes again in T20 squad? What are you even talking about? Lawrence says, why are people asking why Temba was in the dressing room today when he should be happy seeing him back in the cricket space? Shows he's in a good space again, especially after taking a mental break. People just seem to hate Temba Bavuma. Ahmed says, it seems that we as fans want to make fast decisions on the opening pair. We still have a lot of time to test players in ODIs. Though Tony ZORZI is one for the future considering his age. Yes, we need to be patient and give him an extended run. We shouldn't make any final decisions right now on who's our best opening pair at the moment. It was one game where the pair, they played games together as a pair. Allow them to develop or allow them to play more and take things forward. And let's see how they develop as how Tony develops. We want to see now consistency from Tony. Uh, he's not scored a 50, but he scored 100. So it's crazy. His conversion rate, I hope he's going to be really good at an international level if he can continue doing what he's doing now. Kani says Nanda and Janssen will open the bowling. Riza Mulder strikes me as a guy who needs time to bat. I don't think there is a clear role that he has when he is selected, or maybe he also doesn't know his game well enough. I just don't think he's a number 7, to be honest. Sam says Michal Pretori should be at 7 when Marco not available. Michal is really staking a claim at domestic level, though. He's really performing well. Kani says, I think Mulder's strongest format is ODI, but he needs to be given chance at number 4 or number 5. I actually think his best format is first class cricket, to be honest. Test cricket. That's what I think is his best format, is first class cricket. His record is the best in that format. Although you won't be far off in saying that yeah. I think the longer formats of the game are his best. Maybe Milden needs some help establishing a game plan for whatever his batting role in the side will be. Marwan says Jason Smith should be looked at. He's been in good form for a while now. He can also chip in with the ball. The rest of the front three bowlers, this is the best Jason Smith I've seen in a long time. 100% true. Wesley Marshall, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. It all helps the channel a hell of a lot. Laden says, personally, when it comes to Mulder, I have the same energies I have for Andile. I need to see more and see consistency. The hype around him is crazy, to be honest. I personally haven't seen it yet, to be honest. Yes, he needs to put in the performance, undoubtedly. Who would like to see? Who would you like to see as a replacement of KG in the squad if he wouldn't be able to play? He, it's an interesting one. Um, that's a very tricky one. I probably would say either Dane Patterson or like a Tsepo Mareki or someone like that. Um, there's no point in playing Mulder at 7 in ODIs and giving him chances just for the sake of it. He needs to time to get settled and play long innings. Mulder definitely isn't a number 7, but I think he has a bit of a mental block when it comes to stepping up in international cricket. He can bat higher, but he looks like he freezes a bit. Does look like that. It's well documented. Janaman has been nowhere domestically. It is. Bayer Swanepoel as a replacement for KG. That is a very good option as well. Wesley says, Khalid, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you've played more than 10 games for your country, no matter where you bat in the top 7, you should be getting at least a 50. The SWAT is waiting. um, yeah, no, that's something obviously that you want to see, that consistency. 10 games is quite a lot of games. You should at least be knocking on the door of milestones or getting something. I mean, all the majority of the players that have been given opportunities like Verena, youngsters, Verena, Tony ZORZI now, etc., they've all performed when they got the opportunity. Marco Janssen, Gerald Coetzee, and Andre Berger now. So there's no excuse necessarily for Vian. Vian needs to perform. That's the only way you keep him in there. Um, Swanepoel or Michael Pretorius if KG gets injured. Khalid, bro, I already answered that. Darren the problem as a replacement for KG, says Jason Smith. That is another um, possibility. But Khalid, brother, who is your number 3 in tests against India? Tony ZORZI. Michael Pretorius is the best all rounder this season. Uh, Bayes has been fantastic as well. Only issue with Bayes is that he's another swing bowler, so you'd end up with 3 if you have to replace KG with him. Can't give a new ball to all 3, but still a worthwhile option. Um, yeah, I think KG will be all right though. I'm banking on it. I'm hoping because our bowling depth haven't gotten enough chances and opportunities to play against. I mean, to now go in and play against India. I mean, that's a massive test, straight out. Um, I'd want to see. It'll be interesting to see who they're going to pick. If KG Lungi is not available, because we're going to need those 2 in this games. Definitely, I think. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. We'd have too many left armers, I think, then. Marco, Nandre, etc. Wesley says, Khalid, a little bit off topic. Khalid, can you interview Dean Forrester? He has started domestic cricket amazingly. And I did interview him recently. We have a whole exclusive about Dean Forrester on the channel. I did it last month, I think. So go look in the exclusive section on our channel. You'll see the interview with Dean Forrester. We did do it. We brought him on and did a whole live interaction with him. So yeah, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos. I'd also like you guys to please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every month. The link is right now on the screen as well as in the description. So to all of you guys out there, thanks a lot for joining in. I'm so happy that South Africa got an opportunity to win this match, and delivered. It's now to the decider in Paul, and it's going to be a nail-biting, cracking game. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with regards to that. Um, Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys again very soon with another show. Stay safe, enjoy the rest of your evening, and peace out.